This is part one of Q1, the Queen of the Demonweb Pits, we began shortly after going through D3, and the party was exhausted. So they decided to sleep here in the middle of the demon webs. So they set a trap, and very shortly spiders came to attack them. And then they set off their own trap, but fortunately Butin made a saving throw. Nikolai had set the trap. It was visible right there on the map where they could see it. You can see a couple of alternate forms of tippet to use with shape change. Here's some of our characters at the start here. So the spiders attacked them inside. This was not a good, safe place. But then they found a place here where there was a walkway 40 feet above. And they tried throwing a grappling hook up there and fumbled and threw the grappling hook rope and all up there. So then they tried having tidbits polymorph shape change into something you could fly, so you could fly up there and they could go up there, but the spiders still attack them. So they came up with the idea of weaving a web in spider form so they could make it like a hammock underneath the walkway to rest there, but the spiders still attacked them. But then the cleric used Find the Path, and they were able to find their way through, skip all of this confusing maze. It's a really interesting maze, and I didn't get to maze them because Find the Path was able to help them find it. Even though it only worked intermittently, it still worked. So they missed a lot of encounters with demons. One of the things I changed from the way the module's written, the module has you fighting, you get to the demon web and to the abyss, and you're fighting ordinary monsters, gnolls and kowtow and things like that had shown up in the previous modules. And I said, screw that. If they're going to the abyss, I should fight demons. Maybe some drow, but not ordinary things. There's an insane cleric with hostages that they never met. But they just used Find the Path and found their way to the center. And they had transformed themselves using polymorph and shape change into a bunch of giant spiders. Most of them at least. So here they are in giant spider form. Okay. I forgot the pictures, didn't I? Oh, I'll just keep going because I'm going to do this in more than one part, aren't I? Okay, so let's go to another map. This is a map I didn't get to use because I skipped over everything. So I never found these pyramids with some drow casters on top. I never found this. It was in the demon web, and my players never found it. So they did find, though, this giant castle shaped like a spider. Also, there were some portals to other dimensions, so they got rid of Lucifer and the illusionary tree there in one of the alternate worlds. But they were not interested in the alternate dimensions. They wanted to go straight to Loth. So they found this spider-shaped castle. They went in the front door, and there's a demon secretary. And she offered them an impossibly long appointment because Demogorgon had the next appointment. And so they found a way to go around her So they didn't initially go in the front door. They later went back and they met the roper, and I used the drawing my player had made for the closets. And eventually, Demogorgon showed up coming in the front door behind them, so I did meet him. They originally came in spider form, used Disintegrate to make a hole to climb in. And, I met these demons. And then they met Loth, and she cast Blade Barrier. So I had a big fight with her. It was actually an illusion the whole time. Eventually the illusion got dispelled. And went to this room where there were some Type 4 demons and fought them. And it was originally one, but it gained in more demons as I fought it. Goladrinus died during this and nobody noticed. I didn't meet this demon or fight him or get his treasure. And so, they went upstairs and met the handmaidens of Loth, and they thought, oh, that's a good disguise. So several of them had themselves polymorphed into women as a disguise to get around. And at one point, they disintegrated a hole in the floor so they could look around this engine room area here. They never did find the pathway to the control room. But they did find the engine room here. Yeah, this knot here is our players in spider form. So, they didn't explore this too much before they went back up. Okay, so they never did explore this section here with the ropers and the succubuses. And these black spots I will get to later. Okay, took out the monsters from there. Okay, and so there's footprints around. Yeah, that was for the big battle. I still got that. Yeah, so they kind of skipped this area and they went into through the top. The top level before they did the next level here, so let's find that. Yeah, so they went to the top level first, and let's move this out of the way. And I first found this torture chamber. So there's a hole where they disintegrated, and they eventually put a bridge across so they could get their way around the hole. And they met these captives and used mass charm to convert them over to lobstrology. And they didn't meet Loth here because I hadn't fought her down there yet when they were here. But they did find the handmaidens of Loth, which were here, and the treasure room. Lots and lots of treasure. And I found these statues and these gateways to other worlds. I explored that for a while. As I said, several of the players got polymorphed into female form as a disguise. I have Loth here on another layer in case I fight it here, but I never did. So they eventually did find Loth. Also, they needed a place to stay. At one point, they polymorphed themselves into rock demons, and one of the players was not there. And when he came back, at first he tried fighting the rock demons and turning them and things like that. But eventually they made peace. And the next time they need to rest, still not wanting to leave, they came up with a really clever plan where they created a false ceiling just a little bit below the actual ceiling of a room and stay up there to rest and recover. And the whole time they're doing it, demons kept coming into the room, looking around and saying, well, she says they're in here.